A high-speed heist ending in a hail of gunfire. Thieves hijacking a UPS truck after robbing a jewelry store, taking the driver hostage. Then the deadly standoff. Witnesses caught in the blaze of bullets. The UPS driver and an innocent bystander killed. Now big questions about the police response, the FBI joining the investigation.
Full steam ahead. Democrats drill down on charges against President Trump. The new impeachment timeline after House Speaker Nancy Pelosi's historic announcement ordering the House to draft those articles of impeachment.
Fiery confrontation on the campaign trail.
You're a damn liar, man. That's not true.
What Joe Biden is now saying about the heated moment when a voter asks about his son in Ukraine.
Black Hawk tragedy. A military helicopter goes down shortly after takeoff, killing 3 National Guardsmen on board. The investigation this morning.
An ABC News exclusive. Vanna White takes the wheel. What the game show star is saying about host Pat Sajak's health after that emergency surgery.
It was horrible, just horrible.
Only on GMA.
Peloton husband speaks out. The actor in that viral ad responds how he has become the target of all that online rage. And the early Christmas gift, a 5-year-old getting his forever family. His whole kindergarten class there in court to celebrate, and the words he can't stop saying.
I love it. I love my dada. Mama!
Live in Times Square, this is Good Morning America.
Good morning, America. If that doesn't make you smile on this Friday morning, nothing will. What a sweet adoption story. 5-year-old Michael took his whole class to the ceremony.
Wanted him to be there to share with his forever family.
Imagine he's still smiling this morning as well.
I'm sure he is, yes.
We're going to talk about that later, but we have a lot of news to get to, starting with that police chase and shootout in Florida.
Victor Oquendo is there on the scene for us, starting us off with the very latest. Good morning, Victor.
Good morning, Robin. The FBI has taken over. Investigators working through the night. You can see the UPS truck riddled with bullets right there across the street. There are evidence markers everywhere. The end of this chase absolutely terrifying, with innocent bystanders caught in the crossfire.
At least 4 people are dead this morning after a dramatic high-speed chase involving a stolen UPS truck ended in a hail of gunfire here at this busy South Florida intersection. A bystander capturing this dramatic moment as dozens of officers swarm, many people just idling in their cars as police from at least 4 different agencies fire round after round into the UPS truck. The incident leaving 4 dead, including the 2 gunmen, the UPS driver who was being held hostage, and the driver of a car trapped in the fire zone. The buzzsaw of gunfire ripping in all directions. Just listen to this video captured by 2 witnesses trapped in the crossfire as bullets whip past them, one even hitting their car despite being dozens of yards away and in the opposite direction of the suspects. The level of force raising questions this morning about why so many rounds were fired in an intersection so crowded with innocent bystanders.
If people give up and are held accountable for their crimes, then we wouldn't put these many people in danger.
The more than 20-mile-long trail of violence beginning shortly after 4 p.m. at this jewelry store in Coral Gables, where the suspects exchanged gunfire with the store's owner, injuring 1 woman inside. Police arriving in less than 2 minutes after a silent alarm was activated. The suspects fleeing, carjacking this delivery truck, and taking the driver with them.
The suspects did fire on law enforcement.
A high-speed chase through 2 South Florida counties ensued. The suspects running red lights, jumping curbs, the chase ending after the truck was trapped in traffic. Officers making their move, bringing this ordeal to its grim end.
A lot of questions for law enforcement this morning. We're still waiting to learn more about the victims. In a statement, UPS offered their condolences and called it a senseless act of violence. George?
Boy, it sure was. Okay, Victor, thanks very much. We're going to go to Washington now and the impeachment showdown. The House now on track for a vote to impeach President Trump by Christmas after that dramatic announcement from Speaker Nancy Pelosi ordering her deputies to draft articles of impeachment. Our senior congressional correspondent Mary Bruce is on Capitol Hill with the latest. Good morning, Mary.
Good morning, George. Well, this was something that Speaker Pelosi had hoped to avoid, but now after 2 months of investigating, she says the facts are clear. She says the president abused his office for his own political gain and that he's left them no choice but to impeach. Overnight, Speaker Pelosi making it clear Democrats are moving full steam ahead to impeach the president.
The president's actions made it necessary. You cannot violate the Constitution in full view. The facts are clear.
Democrats could charge Trump with abuse of office, bribery, and obstruction. And they're debating whether to include obstruction of the Mueller probe, too. But Pelosi is keeping her cards close.
We're operating collectively. It's not going to be somebody put something on the table. We have our own, shall we say, communication with each other.
Articles of impeachment could be introduced next week, setting up a likely House vote on impeachment before Christmas. At the White House, our Cecilia Vega pressed the president.
Are you worried, sir, about the stain that impeachment might have on your legacy?
No, not at all. No, not at all. It's a hoax. It's a hoax. It's a big fat hoax.
Republicans have insisted Democrats want to impeach the president because they simply don't like him.
They've always wanted to impeach the president.
The speaker was asked Thursday if this is personal, and she fired back.
Do you hate the president, Madam Speaker? Because
I don't hate anybody.
Representative Collins,
we don't hate anybody, not anybody in the world. So don't accuse me.
I did not accuse you.
You did.
I asked a question.
You did. And
Representative Collins yesterday suggested that the Democrats are doing this simply because they don't like the guy.
I have nothing to do with it. Let me just say this.
Pelosi walking back to the microphones to make sure her point was heard.
This is about the Constitution of the United States and the facts that lead to the president's violation of his oath of office. I don't hate anyone, so don't mess with me when it comes to words like that.
Now, this process is going to move quickly here. On Monday, investigators will present their evidence to the committee that is now drafting these articles of impeachment. We could see those charges next week. That then sets up a House vote on impeachment sometime in the days right before Christmas.
That's possible, Mary, but another wild card. The House has given the president of the White House this 5 p.m. deadline today to decide whether or not they should participate in this next round of hearings in the Judiciary Committee. That could complicate the schedule.
Absolutely. The White House does have now till 5 o'clock today to say whether or not they're going to participate. And the president, of course, has been railing against this process, saying it's been completely unfair. But he has declined so far to send anyone to represent him in these Judiciary Committee hearings. The president, it seems, is already looking ahead to a trial in the Republican-controlled Senate, tweeting, if you are going to impeach me, do it now, fast, so we can have a fair trial in the Senate. George.
Mary Bruce, thanks very much, Michael.
All right, George, now to the race for the White House and the confrontation on the campaign trail making headlines between former Vice President Joe Biden and a voter at a town hall. Whit Johnson has more in Manchester, New Hampshire. Good morning to you, Whit.
Michael, good morning to you. Biden insists he did not lose his temper in the confrontation, but that town hall voter clearly touched a nerve, attacking Biden about his age, about his son Hunter. The first words out of the former vice president's mouth, "You're a damn liar."
One last question.
Former Vice President Joe Biden in Iowa working to regain momentum and show voters he is tough enough to beat Trump. But a major endorsement from former Secretary of State John Kerry overshadowed by this heated exchange with a retired farmer.
I got a question I want you to answer. We all know Trump has been messing around in Ukraine over there, but you, on the other hand, sent your son over there to get a job and work for a gas company that he had no experience with gas or nothing, in order to get access for the president. So you're selling access to the president just like he was. So you're a damn liar, man. That's not true. And no one has ever said that. No one has proved that.
I see it on the TV.
You see it on the TV. No, I know you do. Look, the reason I'm running is because I've been around a long time and I know more than most people know, and I can get things done.
The man who wouldn't identify himself to reporters falsely claiming Biden sent his son Hunter to Ukraine.
No one has said my son has done anything wrong.
I didn't say you were doing anything wrong.
You said I set up my son to work in an oil company. Isn't that what you said? Get your words straight, Jack.
Hunter Biden served on the board of a Ukrainian gas company while his father was vice president, but there's been no evidence of any wrongdoing. The retired farmer also calling out the candidate's age.
You're damn near as old as I am. You're too old. for the job.
The 77-year-old Biden firing back on that, too.
And you want to check my shape on, let's do push-ups together here, man. Let's run. Let's do whatever you want to do. Let's take an IQ test, okay?
The crowd ultimately shutting the man down. But President Trump's campaign quick to attack. Joe Biden goes berserk. Biden downplaying the confrontation.
And losing your temper, though, aren't you playing in your word? Temper.
Now, there's been mixed reaction to that heated exchange. Some say that he did display toughness and vigor with that answer, but he needs to have an effective response to a question that will no doubt come up again and again on the campaign trail. By the way, that farmer says that he would still vote for Biden over Trump if he's the nominee. Robin?
Okay, Whit, thank you. Now to a new report released by Uber overnight revealing there were more than 3,000 reports of sexual assault last year. Gio Benitez is here with the details of what Uber is planning to do next. Good morning, Gio.
Robin, good morning. Uber is calling it a first-of-its-kind report, but for years, Uber and other ride-sharing apps have been harshly criticized with allegations that they've not done enough to protect passengers and drivers. Uber is one of the most popular ride-sharing apps in the world, but this morning, the company opening up about sexual misconduct in its new safety study, revealing more than 3,000 reported sexual assaults across the company's 1.3 billion rides last year. Uber pointing out that drivers and riders were both attacked and that some assaults occurred between riders. The report part of the company's effort to be more transparent after years of criticism over its safety record. In a statement, Uber's CEO said, "Some people will appreciate how much we've done on safety. Others will say we have more work to do. They will all be right." Just last month in Connecticut, a woman sued Uber claiming she was sexually assaulted by her driver.
I was in the backseat and I woke up and he was in the backseat.
In 2017, we spoke to two Florida women who filed a proposed class action lawsuit against Uber, claiming they were sexually assaulted by their Uber drivers. Both women asked us to distort their voices and obscure their faces.
My life is a mess. I can't concentrate. I get anxiety.
Authorities say in New York City, 32-year-old Sean Williams invited a teenage passenger into his Uber to go drinking with him and drive to his home, where prosecutors claim he planned to sexually assault her. And Uber says it has tripled the size of its safety team over the past 2 years and has already banned more than 40,000 drivers. Now, Uber says they're going to be sharing that data with other companies to make sure those other apps also ban those drivers. George?
That is a good idea. Okay, Gio, thanks very much. The latest now on that deadly crash of a National Guard Black Hawk helicopter in Minnesota, killing all 3 people on board. An investigation is now underway, and Alex Perez has the details.
It's a catastrophic crash. There's dark marks all along in the tree line.
This morning, 3 National Guardsmen dead after their Black Hawk helicopter plummeted from the sky shortly after taking off from a Minnesota military base. The aircraft left the St. Cloud Airport for a maintenance test flight. The tower receiving a troubling call 9 minutes after takeoff, going down just 16 miles southwest of St. Cloud.
There's a helicopter that's calling Mayday. They don't know where it's at.
The UH-60 Black Hawk losing communication at 2:05 p.m. Officials making the grim discovery just hours later.
We get some other transportation out here in case we have to go out into the wilderness. Any snowmobiles that maybe we should get pointing in that direction.
Authorities are still uncertain of the cause of the crash, and an investigation is now underway.
We offer our deepest sympathies to the families of these warriors. They paid the ultimate price in service to Minnesota and to the United States of America.
And investigators here are still working to pinpoint what exactly may have gone wrong. Authorities are expected to be on the scene for the next few days. Robin?
So tragic. All right, Alex, thank you. Now to the demand for answers over disturbing new video that shows a migrant teen dying in U.S. custody. The 16-year-old from Guatemala, seriously ill from the flu, passed away in a holding cell. Matt Gutman has the latest from Los Angeles. Good morning, Matt.
Robin, good morning. This is the 6th child to die in U.S. custody in the space of about a year. And what makes this video so disturbing is that this boy dies unattended from what should be a treatable illness.
This morning, growing outrage over this disturbing new video uncovered by ProPublica.
of the final moments of 16-year-old Carlos Vasquez's life in a Border Patrol cell.
I think it was negligent homicide. I mean, someone needs to be held to account. It is completely unacceptable for a 16-year-old child to die of the flu.
Nearly a week after crossing the border into the U.S., Vasquez from Guatemala was determined to have the flu by a nurse practitioner at this Texas processing facility. His fever, 103 degrees. He was supposed to be checked again in 2 hours, then brought to the emergency room if his condition worsened. But Vasquez is taken to a quarantine facility. He and his cellmate, who also has the flu, seen here sleeping on cement slabs with those space blankets for bedding. For nearly 30 minutes, the cell block camera captures Vasquez writhing in pain, wearing a surgical mask before he falls to the floor next to the cell's door. He then manages to drag himself to the toilet before collapsing again. The video, which Border Patrol later gave to the local police investigating Vasquez's death, goes black for the next 4 hours. During the gap, records show an agent logged welfare checks. But when the video returns, Vasquez's cellmate wakes to find him dead and alerts the guards. Now, the Department of Homeland Security says it's reviewing all aspects of the case, but there are so many questions. Namely, why was the advice of that nurse ignored? Why was there a 4-hour gap in the video? And if those border agents did conduct those welfare checks like they said, did they see Vasquez lying on the floor, dying, and do nothing about it? Michael.
All right, a lot of questions to be answered. Very hard to watch. Thank you so much, Matt. And now to that wicked weather that's hitting the West Coast. A new storm is moving in with more snow, heavy rain, and fears of mudslides. Rob is tracking the threat for us this morning. Good morning, Rob.
Good morning, Michael. This is a large and expansive mature cyclone. Look at the size of this thing, about 700 miles off the coastline, and beginning to scrape the coast. It'll arrive later on today for the evening rush in San Francisco with some heavy rain, some heavy snow, and some wind as well. We could see winds gusting over 40 miles an hour in Sierra snowfall, over 4 feet. So let's zoom into California, especially the northern part of the state, because that's where all the action is going to be, at least initially with this. We've got wind advisories up from San Jose right through the San Francisco Bay Area. Could see gusts to 50 miles per hour in some of these spots. Flood watches that are posted just north of San Francisco. And the winter storm warnings are posted for 4 feet above 7,000 feet. Now, Donner Pass along I-80, that's about the 7,000 foot mark. So if you don't have four-wheel drive, you're going to have to put on chains. Certainly the tractor trailers will have to do that. Now, after that, this storm will go coast to coast, heavy rain in Chicago, Atlanta, and New York as you go towards Monday morning. Michael, over to you.
All right, Rob, where is it warm? I want to be there. But also this morning, I want you guys to take a look at this incredible video showing a Coast Guard rescue. A Florida crew was out for night patrol when they received a call that a dog was swimming off the coast of Fort Myers Beach. Thankfully, they found the pup, safely pulled it aboard. As the hero scooped the dog out of the water, he says, "You're the best person I've ever rescued." The dog was safely returned to its owner. I guess man's best friend needs a little help from man.
It needs some help. That's a nice story to end on. But we do have a lot of other stories this morning. Coming up next, our exclusive with Vanna White. You see TJ right there. She's talking about taking the wheel and the latest on Pat Sajak's health after his emergency surgery.
And the so-called Peloton husband at the center of that viral ad getting backlash. Well, he's now sending a message. You'll hear it. But first, let's go back to Rob.
After this storm comes through, we get back to the cold air. Sorry, Michael. Time now for your weekend getaways, brought to you by Walgreens.
So what did you get her?
She said she needed one.
Good thing Walgreens is right around the corner with great gifts for her. Get in, get out, get jolly.
Where do we hide Denny's gift? Really?
Good thing Walgreens is right around the corner with lots of great toys. Get in, get out, get jolly.
Well, happy Friday. We're starting off here Friday with a little bit of filtered sunshine. Clouds quickly moving in by noon. Should be dry, though, for your lunchtime hour. By 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock today, some scattered, isolated showers showing up, but not very much at all. We'll keep that chance around until about 11 p.m. this evening. 53 your high today. We're 43 tomorrow, then 48 degrees on Sunday. Temperatures a little higher, but still remaining dry. The next big weather maker for us Monday, Tuesday, with temperatures in the 60s and then much colder midweek.
Let's tell everyone more about that great adoption story we showed at the top. We'll be right back.
Friday.
No one likes to feel stuck, boxed in.
or held back, especially by something like your cloud. It's a problem, but the IBM Cloud is different.